And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas, papi, number 213. This is a very special edition of ESL Open Cup Americas. For those that are curious, this event did occur last week. This is a week-old matches here from during the beginning of IM Katowice. Unfortunately, we were otherwise preoccupied. This did actually clash and coincide with us traveling and preparing and getting ready for IM Katowice last week. So unfortunately, we were unable to cast it live and we were unable to cast it sooner, but we're playing catch up. We are playing catch up here. We are gonna try and keep up with what has been happening in the land of the Americas, at least here in the 213th edition of this tournament. Fun fact, the 214th edition, which I believe was hosted yesterday, we're going to be casting tomorrow. We're going to be catching up tomorrow with 214, which again will be more recent replays, but we are here to bear witness to 213. For those that are curious, many players were traveling. Many players, many Koreans, Europeans, even Americans, and North Americans in general, as Scarlet and Estrella did travel over to the land of Poland to compete, so they did not take part in this tournament. They did not take part. MaxPax, of course, as you know, it's his time to shine. It's MaxPax's time to shine because there is no one here to stop him. Where is Clem? Where is Dark? Where is Björn? They're all on a plane. They were all on a plane at the time, so the question becomes, can anyone bring him down? It was a very similar story last night. Last night we were casting ESL Open Cup Europe, number 214, and MaxPax also competed in that, and we were able to bear witness to Lambo and Hero Marine, and thankfully some of the Europeans were able to get back home in time. Not all of them. Clem wasn't here last night either, and last night MaxPax did get a win in ESL Open Cup Europe. I highly recommend checking out the VODs, a lot of really fun games. The question becomes, can anyone stop him here? Now, what I will say is that there are some Koreans that did not travel. Players like Nightmare, for example. Nightmare didn't qualify for IM Katowice. Classic didn't qualify for IM Katowice either. So we will be featuring some of the other Koreans that didn't travel. DRG is another big one that was so close. He was so close. Some bad memories from the qualifiers, but DRG was so close to qualifying. Sue as well. So there are some Koreans that are going to be making an appearance in Open Cup Americas, and again, it's basically going to be MaxPax against the Koreans. I'm not too sure if other Europeans, or actually, now that I think about it, when it comes to the Europeans that compete in the ESL Open Cup Americas, usually it's MaxPax, Clem, it's Wayne, it's Geralt, it's Skillis. Skillis did travel. Geralt was casting in Polish. For those that are unaware, Geralt, he was over on the Polish stream. He was casting there, so I don't know if Geralt competed in this tournament, but I believe Wayne is going to be making an appearance. So yeah, we do have a couple of players that weren't involved in IM Katowice that were able to try to flourish and make a deep run in this online weekly. This is a great Sinisha, this is what we were talking about, papi. Fala galera, Sinisha, fala galera. This is what we were talking about. This is the screenshot that was taken of me. Shout out to Nish, by the way, the StarCraft Observer. Did take a lovely screenshot of me, and it's beautiful. It encapsulates everything that is live VIP. I approve. I approve. There were indeed no Ducklings streams last week. We were forced to watch this random IM tournament instead. I know. We spoke about it last night. Last week, we took 5 days off, and we have never taken a 5-day break like that. The last time we took a break like that was 2022. I double-checked our calendars. Last time we had a 5-day break was 2022 Christmas. It was Boxing Day. It was like, it was the 26th of December to the 30th. Like, we took those days off. In 2022, but that was the last time we took 5 days. The last time. It's like crazy. Crazy. So I do apologize for lacking a bit of content here on the CranKy Ducklings, but there's plenty of StarCraft going on to make up for it, and likewise we're here to catch up on what we missed out on. New photos soon, TM. Had to finish my work calls today and pull my new desk. Oh, new desk. Oh, let's go. You got a new desk? Is it a standing desk? Standing desk, man. Standing desk. Regardless, I look forward to the photos. I do look forward to them. We had some fun. I don't know if you saw, but we had some fun with the cams and with the photos. So enjoy. But yes, we have our first series. Our first series here. Regular desk, stand disc, or really expensive. Fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. All good, all good. Hope you enjoy your new desk, though. Hope you are able to piece it all together without too much issue. I know sometimes, you know, they leave out a screw or or something like that. Good luck. Good luck. I'm sure it's going to be fun. But we have our series here before us, and we have our first matchup of the night. This is a quarterfinals match in ESL Open Cup Americas. It is MaxPax versus HonMonO, the most honorable of honorables, going up against the Max of the Pax. I'm ready for it. Again, HonMonO, he is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea, and he has taken maps off of MaxPax before. That has happened. HonMonO, he has popped off in the past. Can he pop off again? That is the question. That is the question as we dive into game number 1. Let's go. This game 1 is going to be on Oceanborn. And I should update the Twitch title as well. Beautiful. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Terran player representing Team Hyper 1, living in the land of Japan. It is the most honorable of honorables. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as the opponent, we have the red Protoss player from the land of Denmark, the best Protoss in all of Europe, representing Storm Gaming, one of the favorites for this entire tournament. It is MaxPax. Here we go. Again, I'm ready. I'm excited to see some more HonMonO action. Of course, he was featured in ESL Open Cup Asia earlier. I mean, we do cast quite a lot of HonMonO here on the channel. He is relatively native to our region, to the region of Oceania. But we'll see what we do whip out here as we're going for, a bit of a 2-Rax opener. Okay, so HonMonO against Protoss, this is like his peak HonMonO is TVP because he does not hold back. All in after all in, 1 base all in, 2 base all in, pull the boys whenever we can. HonMonO is the most aggressive, the most cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea, maybe even in the entire world. Maybe. I don't know if I want to make that claim yet. I'm thinking of players like Ziggy. I'm thinking of players like Skylar, for example. There are some there are some monsters out there in NA and some monsters over in Europe as well. But yeah, it's going to be a 4X. It's going to be a 1 base 4X all in, and MaxPax has no idea what is going on. We have seen HonMonO beat players like Geralt, beat players like Cristiano on a semi-regular basis in the Sparkling Tuna Cup. So HonMonO, he has already taken it to some of the stronger Protoss players in Europe, but this is the strongest. And I mentioned before that HonMonO has taken maps off of MaxPax, but a series, that's going to be quite a tough ask. It's going to be something quite different here. We're just making a tweet. But there we go. So the 4 axes are getting up and running. We're making 4 Marines at a time. Massing Marines. Most likely we will be pulling the boys with this as well. Now this is going to be very interesting all-in. Obviously we're going to be hitting without stim, without combat shields, no upgrades for these Marines. They are going to be vanilla. And we are just setting them up here back at home, trying to catch whatever unit we can. Adept does shade out, does get eyes on the Marines. We do commit to the shade. Ooh, and the Adept is going to be pounced upon. Does barely escape and does scout the Mass Marine. Back at home, what do we have? Shield Battery on the way. We have a Twilight Council opener as well. Shield Battery on the high ground. I'm loving the Shield Battery in the main base here. It does mean that we can fall back further back past the natural into the main base and pull the boys. We have a point of reinforcement. Here we go. The Marines have arrived. The boys are being pulled. Let's go. Pulling the boys and HonMonO. Name a better duo, to be honest. Again, they go hand in hand. One cannot be without the other. And here we go. How many Marines? We have 13 Marines, 24 SCVs. We're looking for a surround, but the shield batteries to finish up just in time. Oh, but we do have an Artosis pylon. Regardless, another pylon going to be finishing up. We dive on top of the shield batteries. And they will keep each other alive. The Marines are being focused down one after the other. We're down to 2, 3, 4, 0 towards the end. MaxPax will hold. The shield batteries finish up just in time, and he did recognize the all-in. And MaxPax takes game number 1. GG, well played. Didn't even need the shield battery in the main base. Again, the Adept Scout was so important. He may not have gotten into the main, that is true. But MaxPax coming in from the right-hand side, catching HonMonO out of position and getting eyes on all those Marines, that was the tell. That was the tell that MaxPax needed, responded beautifully, and MaxPax takes a lead in this series. GG. Now, what is important here, even though, this one base all-in did kind of fall on his face for HonMonO, don't worry, because we have a slew of all-ins. We've got just a wide variety here. We have a board on the wall. HonMonO, he picks up a dart. He tries not to aim. He throws it blindly. He does close his eyes, and he just picks and chooses and will decide on the next all-in. Is it going to be a one-base all-in again? A two-base all-in? A proxy? I'm here for it. I'm ready for it, Bobby. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. The most honorable of mono. The honorable mono. Yeah. Understandable. You're an animal. I thought you're an animal. Shaking my head. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate. We have our pink Terran player from land of South Korea. Oh, Enki. Enki was casting. Shout out to our lovely Spanish caster. And Ghost. He's another Spanish caster. All the Spanish casters. Let's go. But we do have our pink South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Ya estamos sorprendido. I see. Okay, so it looks like there was a bit of miscommunication. Apparently, Enki accidentally told the other Spanish casters that HonMonO was up 1-0. Estaba viendo otra marcador. So yeah, Enki accidentally told them that HonMonO was up, and then he was clarifying. And they were like, oh, we thought that things were popping up. So he was just clarifying to them. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And we are starting things off with an eBay block. The SCV gets across the map, but MaxPax, or Protoss players in general, as he does focus down the SCV, big pick up there for MaxPax, already shutting down this eBay. What I was going to say is that eBay blocks have been quite commonplace in the new patch, in the new meta, in the new map pool, but over the past month, over the past 2 months of play, the pro players over in Europe and Korea, Protoss players in general, have been so much better at scouting, confirming, and denying these eBays, making sure that they are able to get their natural bases up and running. So really good reaction here out of MaxPax. He does expand on location. Meanwhile, HonMonO opens up with a factory. Now, if the unnatural natural was forced, then this should be a Cyclone opener. Because we're able to get our base up and running where we do want it to be, this may be a Hellion opener instead. We'll see kind of what we make use of with this factory. We should be expanding behind this though. This is not a one base all in. This is going to be a Rax into factory into expand off of one gas. So we'll see how HonMonO does kind of piece this all together and what unit he decides to make from the factory, more importantly. Factory does complete. Back at home, we're just setting up, soon to be picking our take of choice from the side of MaxPax. And there's that CC on the high ground just to be safe. Again, because of the add-on swap, we have very little to actually protect this CC, so an Adept across map would just ruin HonMonO's day. And we are still committing to Cyclones. Double Cyclone. Okay. Reactor and Cyclone production here. Again, we have very little to defend, only one Marine, but again, our CC is safe and sound. Meanwhile, we have our take of choice from MaxPax. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council here from MaxPax should be Blink. How many gateways against HonMonO? I would not be opposed to 4-gate Blink. I think HonMonO, he thrives against a player that opens up economically. If MaxPax were to go for a 2-gate Blink opener into a third base, then HonMonO can pull off a 2-base all-in. So MaxPax has to be very careful, and again, he is familiar with HonMonO. He has lost games to HonMonO before. He knows what kind of player he is. Ooh, and a very aggressive build here from HonMonO. He is delaying his starport. That is a second Rax. We may go up to a third Rax before Starport. So we're going to be hyper fixated on building up a mass marine, a mass just ground army in general. We're going to be delaying medevacs, and eventually this would be ideal for a 2-base all-in if we do throw down a third Rax. We'll see if that's going to be the case. CC is on the way across the map. The Cyclones, they do get a lock on that Stalker. Stalker does barely go down, trading a Stalker for a Hellion. Good trade here for HonMonO. And can he take down an Adept? Overcharge is popped. The Breed, oh, it does barely escape, and it looks like the Overcharge is enough to hold. MaxPax, losing only one Stalker, will survive. And meanwhile, we spoke about it, there is that third Rax. So this is a really good setup for a 2-base all-in. Doesn't have to be, but we're talking about HonMonO. We're talking about HonMonO here. This most likely is going to be leading into a boy pool. And again, we are delaying the starport here to just hyperfixate and prioritize marine production and, ooh, quick tank production as well. This should be hitting with 3 tanks, maybe even 4 tanks. So this is going to hit like a truck. Meanwhile, MaxPax, how many gateways? We have 2 gateways in the main. We have 1 gateway here at the natural, 3 gate blink. So not the most aggressive build, but a very safe build here from MaxPax. With 3 gate blink, you can apply pressure. This isn't really enough to like kill the Terran player, or as we clean up all the Hellions. This isn't typically enough to kill, but this is enough to threaten and contain. And more importantly, scout. MaxPax, with this Robo, with this Prism, with this move out, he should get eyes on the production. See, we do see HonMonO trying to swat this away. HonMonO hasn't really seen too much, but did confirm the delayed third at least. But he might believe there's going to be a 4-gate opener instead. We have the bunker. We do have Blink. The tank is exposed. The tank, it's going to go down. We are left exposed. We're left vulnerable. The Marines out of position. Tank goes down. Bunker is not done. Late reaction here out of HonMonO. The boys are being pulled, and this may still be too much. This may be too much here as the bunkers are nowhere near being done. More SCVs going down. And how do you pull the boys if you don't have any boys to pull? That's the problem here. That's what's devastating. And 7 SCVs go down. That's 7 SCVs that we can't pull. An 8th SCV falls. Forced to cancel on the bunker. And again, HonMonO, he's holding onto his natural, but he's lost so much in the process. Again, this should have been the 3rd tank. This should have been the 4th tank on the way. +1 is on the horizon here for HonMonO. And the problem here, especially with this 3-gate opener, oh my god, is MaxPax. He's pulling HonMonO apart. He does get behind the mineral line. Gets an SCV. Can he get a Cyclone? He can. Good control here out of MaxPax. But the problem is that because of his army, because of his 3-gate opener, he can slow HonMonO down. As HonMonO moves out, he's going to be bleeding out units. Bleeding out so many Marines, so many tanks. It's not going to be an easy push here for the Terran player. And +1 is finishing. Like, we needed to hit a timing with +1, and we're not going to be able to. Behind this, MaxPax freely expanding, taking a 3rd base, getting it fully saturated. We have Immortal production, charge lots, +1. A massive gateway explosion. And with the completion of these gateways, MaxPax is going to be perfectly fine. He is going to be sitting pretty. So we're on a bit of a timer here. Again, this 2-base all-in gets weaker and weaker as time goes on. As we're just securing even more tanks. We're getting up to 5 tanks here from HonMonO. That's going to be quite a lot. Combat Shields does start up. We have +1 armor now on the way for HonMonO. Yeah, turret here just in case DTs were to waddle in. And MaxPax is taking a 4th. Oh my god. 4th base is on the way. Again, MaxPax, because of the opener, because of how much damage he's already dealt, like, that was enough to just give him so much freedom, and now we're pushing. This is it. This is our moment. As HonMonO, he has to try to minimize his losses here. Does catch a couple of Stalkers. Not bad. Does end up getting a couple of Stalkers here in the move outs. And here we go. The boys are being pulled. Again, significantly less because we did lose some SCVs. Zells, they come in for a backstab. They slow down the reinforcements. But HonMonO, we're not stopping. We cannot stop. Not anymore. We are completely all in. And our economy is being crippled. We can barely reinforce from here. 9 SCVs already go down. We have the high ground. We have sentries for force fields. Oh, God. We can force field that ramp. HonMonO has to be so careful with how he does push in. Oh, God. Zealots from behind. Force field here on the ramp. GG. Well played gets called. And MaxPax, he will just shut down the all-in and take the series 2-0. GG. GG. Well played. Again, just a clinical performance there from MaxPax, and very wise choice of builds from MaxPax as well. Remember, winding it back, MaxPax, he opened up 3-gate blink, not 2 gates. I mentioned before that HonMonO, he thrives when his opponent plays standard and economic, which would have been a 2-gate opener, 2-gate blink into a 3rd base. Because MaxPax opened up 3 gateways, he had additional stalkers, he could be more assertive, he could be more aggressive. On top of that, it wasn't just the build. But remember, HonMonO, it took him a little bit too long to piece together what was happening. It took him a little bit too long to recognize how aggressive his opponent was going to be. I think he realized when he lost his Hellion across the map, but because of that late realization, late bunkers. Late bunkers, which meant that the tanks were exposed, meant that he had to pull the boys. He lost, what was it, 7 SCVs and a tank and Marines as well. He lost a lot in that defense because he just was not prepared for it, was not ready for it, and from that moment, the 2-base all-in was significantly slowed down, significantly impacted, and GG. GG, well played. MaxPax will advance on into the next round, and we will be getting ready for our next series here. No GG, no, technically no GG, but HonMonO did say well played, so he did say WP, so manner nonetheless. GG.